today on NYSE Floor Talk is Ines Chami. She's the co-founder and chief scientist at NumberStation. Ines, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So Ines, tell me about NumberStation. What do you do?
Yeah, so NumberStation, we're essentially building large language model technology to help automate workflows that occur in the modern data stack. So we're starting with analytics, which essentially helps business users visualize their data, answer business questions like metrics about how many customers they have in a specific region, how many products they're selling in another region, but helping automate all of that process with AI and natural language. So essentially people can go and ask natural language questions to get answers to their business question. But we're also doing more than that, because the first thing that comes with analytics is the data that serves the analytics underneath. And that data needs to be curated and cleaned before it can be visualized and queried for analytic purposes. So NumberStation is essentially this platform powered by natural language to automate a lot of these processes around visualizing the data as well as curating data for like removing duplicates or doing fuzzy joins between data sets, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so it's a new year. Tell me, what are you focused on for 2024?
Yeah, so currently we're really focusing on building what we call knowledge layer or semantic catalogs to power our application. A lot of AI is about models and training and fine-tuning, and we've spent years building that technology. But really what it comes down to in terms of quality is the quality of the data that powers these applications. So a lot of our effort is spent on curating knowledge layers and semantic layers from customers' data sets so that they can be easily reused in our application. And that's something that sometimes is overlooked, but it's so important to ensure that we have high quality data in our different systems. So we're spending a lot of effort on that front, and also releasing public versions and trials of our software later this year for this curation aspect.
All right, so Ines, tell me, what are your expectations and predictions for the AI landscape as we look ahead?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've seen a lot of progress in the open source community with models coming out very quickly and bridging the gap between the private and closed source models. So I think we're going to see more and more of that, models getting better and better over time. I also see this trend around model size, like we're realizing that we don't need these huge, massive models to get the quality that we need for certain applications. So I think we're going to see probably more and more models running on smaller devices, potentially even on our own laptops. That would be a very interesting application, but essentially that trend of more open source, smaller models running on more devices and more platform for every different use case.
All right, well, Ines, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you for having me.